Hi, in this tutorial I'm going to show you how I joined all of these granny squares to make this beautiful top. I learned the seamless crochet join as you go method from Jane's Knit and Peever from JSP Create, which I will link to her original video below. Since I'm using a different square, I thought it would be helpful to show you guys how I worked this join using the French square. For this tutorial, I'm going to be using blue thread so that you can see my stitches a little bit better for this join, and I'm also just going to be using 6 squares, so 2 rows of 3 squares each. To begin, we're going to attach our yarn to the corner stitch right here, which is the triple crochet stitch, and so I'm just going to insert my hook here so that I can pull through the yarn and just secure it with a single crochet right there. Okay, so now that our yarn is attached, I'm just going to make a single crochet right in the same space. And moving forward in this row, it is very important to note where our stitches are placed because it's going to be the same for each side of every single square. Every stitch and every chain stitch was counted to help me figure out where I would strategically place these single crochets. So to start, we're going to chain 1. We're going to skip 1 stitch and single crochet in the next stitch. So that's the chain right there. So there you have it, because we chained 2 over there. We're going to chain 1, skip 1, and single crochet. Chain 1, skip 1, and single crochet. Okay. If you remember from our previous tutorial, the next spot is a chain 2, so we're going to chain 1, skip one of those chains and single crochet there, chain 1, skip that double crochet there and chain a single crochet there. We're going to chain 1, skip that chain and single crochet into that first double crochet stitch there, chain 1, single crochet in this next one, chain 1, skip 1 and single crochet, chain 1, and our next, if we skip that one, our next stitch is going to be that corner stitch right here. So your row should look just like this. So I'm quickly going to work this corner, so I'm going to chain 2 and make another single crochet into that same corner stitch so I can show you how one side should look like. So for every side it should look like this, and these are where your single crochet stitches are going to land for every single side. So just a closer look between these corner spaces, you'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 single crochets. So that's not counting these corner spaces, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 chain spaces. Honestly, once you get these placements down, the whole join is quite easy as it's going to be the same for every single square. Okay, we're going to continue down the left side of this square, so chain 1, skip 1 and single crochet, chain 1, skip 1, single crochet. I'm going to continue doing this until the end of this side. Okay, so now we're here at the end and I've done my single crochet in this last turning corner, and this is how our square one should look like at this point. You'll see that we've only done the top and the left side of the square. Okay, we're going to grab our second square, and to join these squares, right sides need to be facing out and the wrong sides are going to be facing each other over here. I'm going to lay them down like that, just like that. I'm going to do a chain 1, so chain 1, then I'm going to single crochet in the corner stitch of our second square. So I inserted my hook there. I'm just going to grab this through so I can do a chain 1. We're going to continue with our pattern. So chain 1, and I'm going to single crochet in that space on the first or the previous square. So single crochet and then chain 1. I'm going to place my next single crochet in the spot where it should be on this side. That's why I said it's really important to remember where our single crochets are placed. So if I skip one and I single crochet, it should be right there. I'm going to chain 1 and single crochet into that next space, chain 1, single crochet on the second square, chain 1, single crochet into that next space. Okay, we're going to chain 1 and then single crochet again in our second granny square, and we're just going to continue weaving along and joining these squares together in this manner until we reach the end. So here now at the end, I'm going to single crochet into our corner piece there, chain 1 and single crochet into that corner stitch from our last granny square, chain 1 and do another single crochet into that corner space. So it should now look like this with the sides seamed together. And now I'm going to work through the top of the second one and down the side. This is the turning corner, so I'm going to single crochet, chain 2, and then single crochet again so that I turn. Then I'm going to continue along the bottom or down this edge. Okay, back at the end of the row, or at the end of this side, I'm going to do a single crochet right in that corner stitch, and this is how our piece looks like right now with 2 squares joined. So I'm going to grab another square and attach it to this row of squares, and please just continue attaching as many squares as needed for your size. So like I mentioned before, for this tutorial, I'm just using 3 squares per row. So I'm done with this first row. This is what it looks like now. Now, as you can see, this side and the bottom is not worked yet. So we're going to make our way across the bottom by turning our work. So we're going to make this into a turning corner. So I have my chain 1 right there. Single crochet. I'm going to chain 2. So 1, 2, and do another single crochet and work up until our join right there, and I'll meet you right there. Okay, so now we're here ready to work across the join. As usual, I did my chain, and I'm going to single crochet into this corner stitch, chain 1, and make a single crochet right in this space over here. So single crochet, I'm going to do another chain 1 and single crochet into this corner stitch. And that is how you work across the join. So continue working across the whole bottom of that row, and I'll meet you at the end again. Coming up to the end, I'm just going to make my single crochet right in here. There you go. And at this point, this is what your project should look like. Of course, you'd have more squares than me, but this is what your join looks like so far, and we're ready to add a second row. So our new square is going to be added right here. So we're just going to add that as we usually would. So right sides outside, chain 1, and connect right into that corner stitch of our new granny square, chain 1, and then single crochet to the previous one, and continue just like you did before. I'll meet you at the end. Okay, here in our corner, I'm just going to single crochet as usual, and then I'm going to chain 1. Now our single crochet is going to end up at the corner stitch where our join was made. So as you can see right here, that's our join, and I'm going to single crochet right here to the right space of that single crochet that was done in the middle of the join. And it is actually the next stitch or space after the last one that was made, so quite easy. So chain 1 again, and then we're going to single crochet back into that corner to turn, and then work down the side of this granny square that we just added on. Okay, so this is what our work should look like now, with that one square added on the second row, and we're ready to add another square. Now this is where things can get a little bit tricky because we are now joining on two sides, so this side and then the top, joining at this corner right here, and then the top, and then down this edge. Okay, so we're going to attach this square as we would usually attach it by chaining 1. So chain 1 and single crocheting right into that corner, and then attach it as usual, and I'll meet you at the ends. Okay, we are here at the ends, at the corners, so I'm just going to work my single crochet into the corner stitch. Now we have to work across the joins. So chain one. Now I'm going to look at the back of my work. Single crochet into the next space. This is the corner space. Chain one. And then I'm going to single crochet onto the other side. If you remember, we had the space, chain one space, our single crochet, and then another space here. So I'm going to make my single crochet in that other space, this space left to that single crochet. Okay, chain one, and then I can now turn it by single crocheting back into that corner and working down, or working on the top edge of this square. So single crochet and into the next space, so it's next space, single crochet, oh, chain one, and single crochet as usual. So it's going to be the same. Okay, so we made it across the top of that square that we're adding, and I am ready to turn again to go down the left side of the square. So I'm going to chain one, single crochet, and then right into that space right to that single crochet that we did on the join. So the space to its right, I'm going to single crochet, chain one, and then single crochet back into that corner space, and then continue down the row. Okay, so this is what our piece looks like so far. Nice and beautiful. Okay, so I know that working across the joins can be quite tricky, so I'm going to put some stitch markers, and hopefully that will help us understand where we should be or how we should work these joins. Okay, so we're looking at where we worked across the join. So we have that chain spaces right before, right here, before the single crochet and after the single crochet. So I'm going to place stitch markers right there. These are essentially the turning corners. Okay, and so now I'm going to get ready to attach my final square. Okay, so I'm gonna chain one and attach in this corner, chain one, single crochet, and work normally as we would until the corner, and I'll meet you there. Okay, so now we're at the corner. I'm going to do my single crochet in this corner stitch, chain 1, and single crochet into the next chain space. This is the corner stitch of the previous square. Chain 1 again and single crochet. See, we already worked that, so we're going to single crochet into the next space where that other stitch marker was. Chain 1, and now I'm going to turn and single crochet back into that corner stitch. Now I'm ready to work the top of this new granny square and attach it to the square above, right there. Okay, here we are at the end. I'm going to single crochet into that turning space above, chain 1 and single crochet back into that corner and work my way down to the end, and I'll meet you there. Okay, so here now at the end of my row, I am going to turn it so I can work through the bottom of this row. So in order to do our turning chain, I need to chain, or turning corner, I need to chain 2, single crochet back into that corner, and then work along the bottom of this row as we did in the previous row. Okay, so I reached the end, and this is how your project should look like, assuming that you've already added the squares that you needed, all of the squares and all of the rows. So all that's left to do is turn the corner and work our way up the right side of our work. So I'm going to turn this corner so I already did my single crochet. I'm going to chain 2, single crochet again, and work all the way until the end. Okay, so here at the end, I'm going to single crochet into the corner stitch, and because it's a turning corner, I'm going to chain 2, and slip stitch into that first stitch that we made and fasten off, and we're all done. And this is how your panels should look all seamed together. And that is the seamless crochet method that I used to join my granny squares for the flow top. Thank you, Jane from JSP Create, for the original tutorial linked below. Thank you all for watching, and happy crocheting!